During the ArriveCan scandal, we heard variations of from public servants that, quote, we can't find the records. And when records disappear, this stops being an administrative issue and becomes an accountability issue. And so what we're looking at now is this question about business value versus what's transitory. Do you think that that approach works? Yes or no?
Yes.
And do you worry that when employees are being asked to flag what is a business value within 15 days, that there's a risk that the records won't be found, won't be easily found, and will more often lead to results in access to information requests that say no record exists, when in fact that, perhaps not through malice, but just simply through the act of trying to keep records, that it's going to make it harder for accountability to be brought to bear?
This is why I said that retention policies and proper information management policies are a good thing, but they have to be accompanied by training with strict directives. And as you just pointed out, access without a record. If there's no records, there's no access. But at the end of the day, we do, and I do support proper management of information. The uses of teams to make important decisions should not be allowed or encouraged. There's way to do that, and it would be the same thing as saying we cannot have meetings anymore or oral discussions. Those happen, but you have to have somebody at the end of the day, at the end of the meeting, taking minutes, explaining what was discussed, what were the decisions made, and how, and based on what.
Is there a greater risk to the integrity of the system and Canadians' confidence in their institutions? Look, at the start of the ArriveCan scandal, we were told there's absolutely nothing to see here. It turns out that it was the tip of the iceberg on massive contracting problems, and ultimately, in some cases, criminal charges were pursued. We have civil action being taken to recover the money. But we were only able to do that by piecing together records. So I haven't been presented with a compelling reason why these chats need to disappear after 15 days, but I can see a pretty serious downside with not having access to records if a decision is made or direction is given or a discussion is had that later would have value in having that accountability.
Just so you know, that when what I was saying earlier, when there's an access request, there has to be a mechanism to stop the deletion of any records, because those records, whether they are transitory or not, if they are responsive to the access request, they should be treated and processed. Whether people are using Teams for other reason than just what they're supposed to be used, and it's like to quick conversation, not business-related activities. This is a matter of where the head of the institution needs to be very clear how these messages has to be used and managed and properly saved.
What would your recommendation be as a minimum retention period for Teams chats that include decisions or direction?
I think this is something that you need to talk to the library and archives. They're the one responsible for setting some of the rules. And again, it really depends on the type of activities that are being used for these type of communications.
So what metric do you track that proves that bad records management is hurting requesters? And are you able to tell us how that metric has changed over the past year?
Well, the fact that we're using now electronic documents, back and forth emails, people are not, even inboxes should be cleaned by people. There shouldn't be 5 people keeping the full communication of one email. Right. There should be somebody responsible at the end of the day to save those emails in a proper folder, proper repository. It shouldn't be kept in inboxes in everyone's,
Right.
and that's one of the biggest issues that we have.
I have just under a minute left. So you have binding order powers, which I think is critical for any commissioners. This is crucial. Are institutions complying on time and more often with you now? And how often are you seeing that your orders are ignored without going to court?
It has happened a couple times. I think we have 8 mandamus that was presented in court to force an order to be respected. In the last year, I only had to do it once, and it's now, I think the message has gone through. Like, people are not ignoring my orders anymore.
Thank you.